What's up, y'all? Can I talk about some weird, kind of, maybe not so weird? I'm just a thinker, man. I'm a fucking thinker. And, you know, people I see we're programmed for the most part. People are very programmed. We have natural tendencies. And for the most part, you know, we're programmed to be very social. As humans, I'm talking about humans here. There's all types of different animals on planet Earth at least. And there could be organisms on different planets that have different tendencies, but generally speaking, we have our DNA, and you know, I'm born, I look a certain way, you know, I have my natural likes and dislikes. When my mama tried to feed me certain food, I spit it out, or I loved it, just depending on my biological program. You know, I breathe air, you know, and I have a body temperature of a certain temperature. You know, I'm programmed with certain biological characteristics, and you know, people are very much like that, and we're very social, and so we very much kind of have a natural way that we've gotten along and evolved together, and, you know, ways that we've evolved into different functions of life, I guess. And we're just, you know, part of a collective thing. But, you know, that's the thing. We're intelligent enough to think. And somewhere along the line, you know, we have scientists thinking stuff up and figuring stuff out. And we understand all types of stuff about physics and chemistry and biology and astronomy, all types of stuff, and we know stuff now, and that's part of evolution apparently to you know, for us to learn, you know. And that's the thing, like, if we take it all the way back to the beginning, we can say, first, who created this universe? Two, like, why does this universe have all this, like, these laws of physics that even allow life to happen, the planets to form and everything? And three, like, did it start intentionally? Or was it like an accident and life just like came out of some random happening, or like what? Or was it their God that planned this whole thing? Or was it an experiment and he's just seeing what happens? Or is there a God? Like, what is, you know, like, we don't even know where it came from, anything like that. But we have like this mental capacity to consider stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, there's certain things that people, I think, take for granted. And there's also things like, we kind of have these natural tendencies. And if you kind of like talk beyond the obvious, you know, some people are just like, it seems to them it don't fit in line with their natural tendencies sometimes. And so stuff I might be talking about right now, people are like, whoa, like, that's far out, like, what are you talking about? Like, it's kind of but that's the thing, we have the mental capacity to do so. And I mean, if it was God's planned all along, then I guess it's God's plan that we come to this point of intellect to where we could fucking think like this, you know what I mean? If not, then I guess, well, I just happen to randomly come to this point where I could think like this. So either way, who can say much about it? If I'm able to think like this, who's to say it's unnatural? Who's to say that it's, you know, anything, you know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're programmed for the most part. Like, I didn't ask to even exist as far as I remember. Like, but here I am, like a biological organism. Like, none of us asked to exist, but here we are. And like, the question really is, like, are we God's creation, and was it intentional? You know what I mean? Like, first of all, where does the universe come from? That's a good question. Second, I mean, it's very set up with these laws of physics that allow life in the specific way it does, and planets to form with stars and shit, and the whole system of the universe. And then we're just part of that. We're just part of this fucking universal system. And it's like, okay, was this some type of planned out thing, or was it just some crazy cosmological accident? Like, and we really don't know. If scientists want to try to tell you, oh yeah, no, it's just an accident, bitch, you're just saying shit because you want to sound like an authority or something. See, that's another thing. Like, humans with their fucking egos and social nature, they don't want to seem like superior to each other by fucking knowing shit and whatever the fuck, you know. Like, you got motherfuckers that just say some shit and not even fucking really be honest about it. Like, I'm really kind of an honest guy. Like, I want to know what the fuck is going on. Like, I'm just so fucking curious. I'm like, why the fuck do we even exist? Why does anything exist? Like, why the fuck this whole thing exists? You know, it's like, I have a god-honest freaking curiosity. And as far as I could tell, either that was God's plan, or that's just the way the freaking cookie crumbled. You know, like, here we are existing, and you know, I have this mental capacity to think about stuff like this. I live at this time in history, like, well after a lot of people figured a lot of other stuff out. Now here I am, like, thinking myself and maybe adding to that progress, you know, like, like I said, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like, either way, like, is it God's plan, or is it just, like I said, just happened? Like, I mean, I don't fucking know, but either way, I'm here, and I am thinking, we're capable of considering and comprehending like that. So, dude, like, I can't say it's it's weird to talk about this stuff. I can't say it's unnatural. If anything, it probably is natural. It's probably, I think anything, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we got, like, common sense morality and stuff. So, I mean, there's weird stuff that people do. It's like, whoa, don't do that. Like, duh. But I'm not doing, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, talking about some of the stuff, some people are like, whoa, like, that's kind of weird to talk about. Like, it's kind of far out stuff. Because people just want to stick to their simple, mundane lifestyles of just, like, going the motions and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, like, wait, like, we have science. We have plenty of people with mental capacity to consider stuff, like, and figure stuff out. It's like, to me, it's natural to do that. It's how I'm biologically programmed, I guess, because I didn't really even ask to exist. I didn't ask for any of this, so what can I say, you know? And so I was just saying all that just to hopefully make this not such a weird conversation. But to me, it's natural. Like, dude, I think it's totally natural. We're part of evolution. It comes to this point of you know, intellectual development, having a mental capacity to consider stuff and, like, systematically break stuff down, like logical deduction and stuff like that, figure stuff out. And, like, now we understand chemistry, we understand physics, we understand biology. We can, like, clone animals and do all types of stuff, dude. We're doing all types of stuff. We're smarter and smarter. We're figuring stuff out. Scientific method, geniuses, awesome, cool, making technology, all types of stuff. I mean, that's clearly part of evolution, because we're part of evolution. I mean, so was it God's plan or was it just a random happening? Either way, here we are and we're doing this shit. And I'm just like, I think about this shit all the fucking time. I'm like, why the fuck why does this universe even exist? Like, I can't get it out of my mind. I can't just, like, ignore it and just go the motions. I feel like that's, like, stupid. I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I already, like, the question's, like, lingering now. I can't, like, not think about it. Like, why does it all exist? And I'm just, like, constantly trying to figure it out, I guess. And you know, I just think about stuff, and I'm thankful that, like, I live at this time where people already figured out a lot of stuff. Because I'd, like, you could go read old books, like, from, like, a couple hundred years ago, and people are like wishing they knew this type of stuff. They're, like, figuring it out, like, hardcore. And, like, thankfully I live at this time where we know a lot, and I'm, at least at this point, I'm thankful for that. But still stuff I don't know. Maybe people, like, 200 years from now, they're gonna be like, oh man, that guy, listen to him, wishing he knew what we knew right now. I'm that guy right now, you know what I'm saying? People in the future probably gonna know some stuff that I wish I knew. I'm be like, dang, bro. And maybe I'll know it, like, later. But right now, you know, there's certain things I just don't know. I'm just like, like, I'm trying to figure it out. And I guess I've, to some degree, tried to optimize my own thinking pattern. You know, I'm pretty good at figuring stuff out and deducing information. And I guess I've optimized myself to do that as far as I could. You know, if I could do it better, I probably would. But, you know, I'm just trying to figure stuff out. And, I mean, I think about other stuff too. I think about, you know, talking about this stuff and this adding to the intellectual conversation, that they could put ideas in other people's mind and help it, like, be a eureka moment for other people. And then that could help me when they figure it out and share knowledge with me. I'm like, yeah, so let's add to the collective knowledge and understanding. Because I think that's, like, I'm just one mind, you know. If we got all types of people think about this stuff, like, dude, I already owe it to other people who already figured stuff out, you know. So I'm just trying to add to the intellectual conversation and trying to get more minds stimulated and thinking about this type of stuff so we can figure it out quicker, you know, and more stuff. Here's the thing, we're talking about this AI system that's coming up, and people are talking about it coming up and possibly being able to, like, figure stuff out, and, like, we can have knowledge that comes from that, you know. Maybe it'll figure out physics and fucking go all the way back to the beginning of time, be like, well, here's how this universe started, like, boom. I mean, that'd be cool if we could do that. I'm willing to listen to that AI system, and that'd be awesome, you know. That'd be like, I said I, like, optimize my own thinking systems. It's like, if we can create an artificial thinking system that could, like, do it for us, I mean, that's, like, smart in itself. That's a ultra optimization. Like, boom. Like, we don't even gotta do the thinking anymore. We got the system that'll do it. We created the system that will do the thinking for us. I mean, that's pretty cool right there. But, you know, people talk about the dangers of that AI system, maybe becoming smarter than us and trying to dominate us and stuff. I definitely don't want to put no computer chip in my fucking brain. People are talking about that shit. I'm like, hell no. Like, nuh-uh. I'm good like I am. I appreciate the natural systems that exist. I'm like, you know, I can see it pretty well. Like, we understand survival of the fittest. We understand evolution and stuff. And I can see the natural system at work. And I'm like, I just think of ourselves as part of, like, a universal system. And my lingering question really is like, you know, was this created by God on purpose, or is it like an accident, or was it on purpose but it's kind of like experiment, like God didn't know, what exactly was going to happen. He's just like watching it happen, kind of like we do experiments in the lab. We're like, all right, put this stuff together and see what happens. You know, maybe that's what this universe is. Is there God? Is there a, a being that created it, or is it just some other form of something? I don't freaking know. And so that's really what my lingering question is. And I can see the whole system for the most part, how it works. Universe, I call it like the universal organism that like evolves, and we're just part of it. Planets form, solar systems form, stars explode, whatever. A creation disk, fucking condensing the planets and secondary stars and stuff. And and biology can happen, and life can happen, and here we are, So I understand how it works, and we're just part of that, universal evolution, the universal processes, and I see that and I understand that. So the real question is just like, what's the origin of it all? Like, did God create this or what? Like, I need to know. Like, that's really what it is for me. And so I appreciate all of the natural systems. That's really what I'm trying to say. Like, I see the way it moves and stuff, and I can comprehend it, and I like it. I like how it's working. I see the motions, I see progress, and I'm all about that. And I can understand it to the degree that I can I feel like I kind of guide it in certain ways. I'm like, yeah, okay, I see what it's doing, so let me help this along. And I feel like that's kind of maybe if there is a God that intended for all this to happen, maybe, it's his plan for us to get to this point of understanding, so we could help guide it along and help, proliferate life around the universe and kind of, help the whole universe flourish with life. Because naturally we want to go to other planets and, spread the seed of life. We just have this intrinsic desire to reproduce and survive, Are we programmed like that? Was that God's plan? You know what I'm saying? If it is, then I guess, it's, if you want to consider that in context, I guess maybe it's God's plan that we do that, we flourish and we continue to spread the seed of life to other parts of the universe and stuff. And maybe that's God's plan, just have a universe that blossoms with life. It's like his universal garden or something, and I can see that. And like I said, understanding the universal processes, I can appreciate that, and I feel like I can help guide that process along. I feel like it's good, like intrinsically. I'm like, wow. That's the thing, like so many things about us are programmed. Like, what is my sense of good and bad? Like, it just is whatever it is. Like, it was programmed in me. I didn't ask to like certain things, I just do. And that idea of like, helping the whole universe flourish and helping these universal processes along, I'm like, that sounds awesome. Like, that sounds super awesome to me. Like, I don't even know why it sounds super awesome. I just like the idea. Right now, I'm sitting out in nature. I'm sitting I got these plants around me. I love it. I love these natural systems. I think it's amazing and beautiful. Like, I don't know why. I didn't ask to love the things I love. I just do. And as far as I'm concerned, that's just biological programming. And I don't know where the biological if it was intentional or what. And that's really the lingering question. And I'm constantly on the cusp of that. I'm like, yo, like, is there a God? Did he create this on purpose? Like, what's up? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. Because, I mean, like I said, it's just everything about us really is biologically programmed. The way you look, the things you like, everything about us. And even the way we collectively evolve with each other and, like, our collective cultures and society, like, all that is just the way the cookie crumbles, Like, we co-evolved and this is what happened, Like, it just is what it is, man. As far as I can tell, it's all just biological programming. Like, and the lingering question is, did God plan this thing? You know what I mean? Or am I just like an accident? Is this all an accident and we're just here and whatever? I mean, it seems so like almost miraculous, like marvelous, like I said, just considering certain things, it's like, wow, it is a beautiful concept of certain things. And the fact that I can think about big old things like that, universal processes and stuff, I'm like, wow, it's all so glorious, and I'm just like, wow, like, if this is just an accident, that's freaking miraculous, that's amazing, if it's on purpose, that's cool too, but it's still a lingering question. That's just where I'm at. Like, I want to know, like, God, did you do this on purpose? Because it's pretty awesome if you did. Like, that's really what I'm saying, man. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, they have concepts of God that go along with, like, religious texts. I'm more of, like, a natural concept of God. I say that. Like, some people try to say, like, science is opposed to the idea of God. No, science is not opposed to the idea of God. Science is just figuring stuff out. If anything, it's working to deduce the existence of a God, like it's trying to figure out if there is a God or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what science is, just figuring stuff out. It's not biased at all. You know what I'm saying? And people want to say stuff like, yeah, science is contrary to the idea of a God. No, it's not, dude. It's not at all. I just pretty much explained that by talking about the universal systems and stuff. I mean, clearly, there's a lingering question. We don't know if it was created on purpose or not. Like, there is no definitive answer. And some people with their little physics might try to say, like, well, we got these theories that calculus and da-da-da. I mean, all right, well, explain it then, because I don't comprehend it if y'all really got some answers. But for right now, I just look at it, I'm like, dang, it's like a miraculous existence. And it's awesome to me. Getting to that point of understanding, like, the universe. I'm thankful I live at this time, too, because I'm telling you, I look like I could read, like, a book from, like, 400 years ago. And, like, hear people talking and, like, trying to figure it out. I'm like, man, like, I'm so glad I know some stuff, and I can see how much they wish they knew. I'm telling you, like, 200 years from now, people probably going to know a lot of stuff that I don't know right now. And they're going to be like, oh, man, I know he wishes he knew this. Like, it's fine. And I'm trying to help that progress along. So you'll probably be knowing stuff in 200 years that I'm right now helping along. You see what I'm saying? So I'm doing my part. And like I said, if I, talk about this stuff, I add to the intellectual conversation, hopefully I'll get this ball rolling faster. And, more people be thinking about this type of stuff, figuring it out faster, and I'll have more knowledge sooner. You see what I'm saying? But I think I'm pretty good at figuring stuff out. So, I mean, I don't know really what else people can figure out. Maybe if we got some AI, I can, like, deduce some stuff like mathematical equations or something. That'd be cool. Maybe physicists have already figured some stuff out, and I just don't comprehend it because the whole math thing is kind of... I like thinking in conceptual form. I like seeing the systems and thinking about it. That works for me, so I don't know. But maybe there is some stuff you can deduce through mathematically, whatever. That's fine. I should probably study up on that a little bit, maybe. But right now, I'm not into it, so it is what it is. And with that being said, man, I just kind of want to discuss that because, I mean, it's relevant to me. I feel like this is kind of a miraculous existence. I'm not gonna lie. And right now I'm sitting outside. I'm looking at a blue open sky. I know there's a whole universe behind this kind of blinding light that's lighting up the whole atmosphere. I can sense it. I can feel it. And I'm looking at all these trees and stuff, the biological systems. I'm looking at people drive their cars down the way, and like the progress we've made as a species, part of the biological systems, part of the universal progress. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, this is all awesome. This is all miraculous. It's a miraculous existence, this biological universe. I mean, if anything, it seems like it could be a master plan of some God of some sort, some creator. And here we are, part of his universe, boom, 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 figuring stuff out. And we have intrinsic desires to, like, reproduce and spread life and stuff. And I mean, if we want to flourish, we want to continue life. Right now, we're trying to spread life to other planets and stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, like, I understand. It's intrinsic, though. It's all programmed. I'm like, okay. So I just want to know, God, are you responsible for this? Or who do I thank for this miraculous existence? That's what I want to know. So that being said, I started something to discuss. And science is not opposed to the concept of God at all. It's not at all. You have your religious stuff that talk about the earth was formed on the back of a turtle, random stuff like that. That's different. No, a concept of a creator is something, science is on the cusp of, figuring out, whether or not what's going on with it. And I'm kind of discussing that right now. So you see what I'm saying. And that being said, man, I just want to discuss it. So there you go. Hopefully this is helpful, adding to the intellectual conversation. Maybe people 200 years from now are going to be knowing some stuff thanks to this conversation. I sparked some, interest, some thought, some eureka moments. Boom, people going to be knowing some stuff, and awesome. And we're helping this whole thing along, and maybe sooner than later. Maybe like right now I'm going to share this thing, and some people are going to be boom, 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 like real quick. I'm going to spark some eureka moments, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, totally, I get it. And I'm going to add some stuff, some understanding and stuff like that. Maybe just me talking about, I want some answers. Maybe people already got the answers. And I'll be like, hey, bro, like, I heard you want some answers. Here's some answers. And somebody's going to explain it to me or something, That's good stuff. That's all. To me, this is a high-level functioning of intellect, Like, whether it's just the human species, there could be other species. And if they're, like, functioning intellectually the same way, I'm like, sweet. That's, to me, just part of the universe that evolved into self-awareness and intelligence, you know, doing the same thing that if there is a creator, you know, that he might have intended, you know. So to me, it's all just a miraculous thing. The universe coming to life and becoming self-aware and understanding, and it all pretty much seems like it has the same purpose of like self-proliferation. And at the end of the day, it's all just the universe coming to life and proliferating. I see no problem with that. I see that as like a glorious, amazing thing, like the flourishing universe. I think that's amazing. So I'm not opposed to that at all. If anything, I'm psyched. If there's other like species elsewhere, it's all part of the flourishing universe, dude. I'm like, this is amazing. And I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. So there you go. That being said, man, hope y'all feel it. Hope y'all get it. Hope y'all can appreciate this stuff as much as I do, man. I'm trying to inspire that a little bit too. So there you go. That being said, man, enjoy your life. I got things to do. Much love. Stay safe. I'm out.